South Korea is experimenting with a universal basic income, and I think they're doing a better job with trying it than like Andrew Yang is doing in the United States. So what he typically does with his organizations is pick random people to receive $1,000 a month. And they say, look how much this person's life improved once they started getting this stimulus. That has never been the question, though. Like, we know people are going to have much better outcomes when they have more money. The question is, how do we implement it systemically? And what happens to the economy once everybody is receiving this money? What you're about to see in this video is actually my preferred form of UBI.
Lee Myung-ah has been part of what Universal Basic Income Watchers call one of the world's largest experiments of the concept. It gives 24-year-olds in Gyeonggi Province $250 every quarter to help them get started in life. This money has allowed Myung-ah to quit several part-time jobs and focus on finishing her bachelor's degree. Gyeonggi Pay comes in the form of a credit card, and Myung-ah has to spend each round of money locally before the next payout. She can't buy things in the town next door or at chains like McDonald's.
알지 못했던 음식점이 어떤 게 있었는지를 좀 많이 찾아보고 많이 알게 되고 그래서 가서 사용도 할 수 있는 기회가 되었던 것 같습니다.
Myung-ah's spending has a trickle-down effect on businesses like this traditional market. Lee Chung-hwa is a fish seller and he says Gyeonggi Pay has helped bring in new customers.
청년들 그냥 30대, 20대 이런 친구들도 굉장히 많이 늘어나고 있고 또 실제로 이 친구들이 오다 보니까 시장이 재밌구나. 다음에 또 한번 와볼까?
He says March was a tough month, as the country was just emerging from the first wave of the pandemic and fewer people came to shop.
어떤 시장들은 또 90%까지 떨어진 데도 있어요. 그 지역화폐로 인해서 이 매출액이 향상하는 데 엄청나게 큰 도움이 되고 있고.
And Gyeonggi Province will pay Gyeonggi Province disaster-related basic income.
The next month, Gyeonggi Pay credit cards were made available to 13 million people.
Regardless of age or income level, it is paid quickly. It's paid in local currency.
And the program was complemented with additional coronavirus stimulus payments.
And it helps increase small business revenue.
Businesses that accepted Gyeonggi Pay saw their sales increase by about 45%. Each transaction is funneled back to Gyeonggi government headquarters, where officials sift through data to see how every penny is spent. Gyeonggi Governor Lee Jae-myung says data collection is critical to fine-tuning the program, because how else would he know if the money was actually lifting the local economy?
그게 액수는 크지 않지만 골목 상권, 영세 자영업자들의 매출을 늘려주면서 특히 전통시장 같은 곳이 다시 부활하는 그런 실적을 낸 일이 있습니다.
I already know that many libertarian UBI advocates will not like this forum because they simply wouldn't be giving us $1,000 a month to spend wherever we want like Andrew Yang's plan entailed. They'd be giving us a debit card we have to spend within a certain zip code in our own communities, and they can track how we spend it. They don't put more money on the card until we do spend it. It's not recurring unless if we do put that stimulus back into our own communities through what we purchase and which small businesses we decide to support. People may say it's a privacy risk having the government be able to see all of our data and what we are doing with it, which I think is a pretty laughable argument in this day and age, unless if you live in the middle of the woods and you only use actual hard currency and you don't have a smartphone, you don't have privacy. If you're on the grid, you don't have privacy. The concern should be getting control of the government by the people. So if the government has more control, if the government has more information on us, it's not that big of a deal. If the government isn't corrupt, the privacy thing isn't really that much of an issue as it would be. But I definitely think we shouldn't be getting money just to spend it at big corporations. I don't want people to get $1,200 and or $1,000 and simply say, all right, it's time to go buy my stuff off of Amazon. It's time to buy my stuff off of Walmart. I want every dollar spent to be the best economic stimulus it can possibly be, which means it should be spent in local economies. Another great argument for this form of UBI, like they're doing in South Korea, where you have to spend it in a certain area with a debit card at certified small businesses, is it's less prone to exploitation. Your landlord can't come and ask for money. I know there's debates on if that would actually happen with a UBI, but that can't happen under this system. Big corporations cannot jack prices up because they don't get the money, they don't get the benefits from this. It doesn't change the demand and supply dynamics with corporations, although people will have more money to spend as a result of having this stimulus that they already spend in their local economies. it would be less prone to exploitation all around, and more small businesses get the money instead of these big companies, instead of landlords, instead of, banks that may be getting people to sign on to more loans, instead of, car dealerships that maybe get people into bad contracts. These things can be avoided with a UBI system like this. So let me know in the comments, do you like Andrew Yang's UBI better, that's more libertarian and you can spend it anywhere, or do you think the South Korean model looks a lot better?